wanted that long, luscious, white curly hair? You can now have hair like Thomas Jefferson. Join the Republican side.
Breaking news. Constitutional crisis in America. In light of new policies such as the Sedition Act, which violated the First Amendment, Kentucky and Virginia legislatures have declared such acts void and of no force. The stage is set for our next presidential election between Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. Jefferson, who is pro-French and champion of free speech and thought, and Adams, who is a diplomat who always defends the law. Who will win the next election and become our next president? Up next on Liberty in America.
Hey there, little guy. Did you hear about what happened with me? George Washington chose me to be the Treasury of State.
Get your hands off my money, get your hands off my rights.
And we're back with Liberty in America. Here with us today, we have some very special guests. Alexander Hamilton, Treasury Secretary, and his friendly rival, Thomas Jefferson, head of the Department of State. Mr. Hamilton, tell us about your financial program.
I'd love to. Well, you see, I don't know if you've read my report on public credit, but I illustrated a lot of the things that we have wrong with our economy right now. One of those is that we owe over $75 million in debts we accumulated during the war. And almost a third of that is owned by people overseas, like the Dutch and the Spanish. What we really want to do is we want to get that money, we want to pay it off for them, and then have more people of America invested in our government and in our nation. And one way of doing that is to establish a national bank.
Okay, and how are you planning on getting this money for the National Bank?
Well, I think we need to get private stockholders, such as wealthy Americans who have an interest in this country and who want to see it prosper and succeed. And we need to use the money they lend us to loan money to merchants and also handle government funds or even issue bills of credit.
Alexander Hamilton. And now we would like to hear from Mr. Thomas Jefferson. What would you have to say on the matter?
Absolutely. So, in the government founded, by the people, I believe we should create the laws in the best interest of common man. I know from experience, from my own experience, that we as Americans should always pursue farming for the future. We also should, for the industries, we also want for the, rather than so we want to become the best for the other people. So we want to also make sure we get everything fair. We also want to make sure poor people gets the same right as the rich people, the same responsibilities, the same freedom, basically. So when I was a kid, I grew up farming. I was able to learn from the experience of these people right now farming. So I also think we should just, from my experience, I think it's not right and fair. We want to make sure everything's fair. That's my opinion.
Well, don't you think that we should adopt a system more like the British, where the government has a lot of power and can help us to prosper and flourish as a country?
No, I don't. Because I actually believe that it's not fair. Yeah, I don't think it's fair.
You know what? George picked me first. He didn't pick you. George Washington chose me as its Secretary of Treasury.
Well, you want to know what else? George Washington picked me because I have the knowledge and I understand. I know. I'm able to. I know the freedom and whatever.
Whatever. I am the one who will lead this country to its best state. Me.
Snapchat!
Why am I not in this history book?
Hold on. Sorry, puppy. Sorry.
Tell us about your haircut.
Yeah. See my hair? Give me that as in my prize collection.
Another moment with Jefferson.